Okay, good morning and welcome to another beginning keyboard class. So if we'll go back to our main book on page 56, I'll let you take a look at that, but basically what they're talking about is the challenge that we all have with our hands, because the thumb, for example, they mentioned down there how awkward it is, the way that we have to move it, the fact that our number 2 and number 3 fingers are our strongest, and then 4 and 5 have a tendon that is connected to each other, and they are the smallest and the weakest fingers. And so in terms of developing so that we play all of our fingers equally in the rhythm or in the way that we're playing, so there are exercises along the way, and we've gone over this once before, but I'd like to start off with this, and that is, so we're in the G position, so G, A, B, C, D, and what you're going to do, like we did before, you're going to be pushing all of the keys down at the same time, and then starting with the number 1 finger, your thumb, you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They just do 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to do it twice, so it's like, and then you're holding everything down while 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, while each finger is going to be individually moved, okay? So second finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's where you notice it in your fourth finger especially, but also in your fifth finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, being the weakest. But this is how you strengthen those fingers. So going with your little finger, number 5, on the G, going G, A, B, C, D, with the left hand. So first finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Third finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you did this, you don't have to do it every day, but if you did it every day for just a couple of minutes, you would improve the strength of all your fingers. And that's basically, however we do that, whether just in the playing or doing some exercises like that. There are some other exercises that we'll be doing along the way, which are also very helpful. But, okay, so turning on to page 58, the G major and D7 chords for the left hand. So you've got G, B, and D with the left hand. Excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your D7 is F sharp, C, D, and then go back to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. So going down below here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the G, D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the G, D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is good practice, moving from one chord to another, holding it for the right length of time. Okay, so going down to the next line, in 4/4 time we have 2 half notes. So in the G, 1, 2, D7, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and as you can see, each one of those, there's a repeat sign. So you can do it once, or you can repeat it a number of times until you feel comfortable with that particular movement. So in preparation for the cuckoo, so you've got in the bass, so it's now up above, we were looking at 4/4 time. Now in this particular piece, it's 3/4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So let's just read what we have here. Looking at the bass, starting here, you've got your G, B, D, and then up above, D, B, and then D, D, B, G, B, A, D, C, F sharp, G, A, G, D, B, G, and then down in the next line, F sharp, C, D, up to an A, B, C, D, C, F sharp, A, B. So I'm going from here, B, D, B, G, B, C, D, D, B, G, which you're holding, B, down in the last line, starting in the bass clef, G, B, D, D, B, D, D, B, G, B, A, D, C, F sharp, G, A, G, D, B, G. Okay? So this is in 3/4 times. So it sounds like. So repeat that first line you're repeating. Okay, so now it's one thing as you're beginning to play and starting to feel comfortable, then take a look at what it says right above there. It says happily. So you want to try to put some feeling into it that would make it feel happy, and that's part of what music is. It's the feel as much as anything. So let's see what we can do to make it feel a little happy. Okay, so once again. Repeat. Okay, so that's the cuckoo. All right, let's go on to page 60. And we're dealing with the G major chord, right? G, B, D. You've got now, okay, so that's with the left hand, but now we're moving on to the right hand, so G, B, D. And then your F sharp, C, D. So we're going to play it a few times up there to feel comfortable with the right hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when we're looking down below at the blocked chords and broken chords, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Your block chord is the one that everything is played together, and your broken chord is played individually. Okay, let me turn that on just, okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, oh, sorry, that's with the bass. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's what we're going to be playing over here on the harp song. And for the first time, we're going to be using our sustain pedal or damper pedal. It has a number of names, but the bottom line, when you see underneath the grand staff, they'll show you, if you look up above there, right below where they show the pedals, where you push the pedal down, and as long as you see that line, you're going to be holding it, and then when you let up on the pedal is when that line goes up. So, for example, here's my foot pedal, so when you see, it holds. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be holding that down the majority of the time if you look at the first line, second line, third line. But when you get to the fourth line, halfway in between, you're going to be releasing and then putting it down again for the final. And the whole thing is repeated again. But so, for example, holding down. Okay, let's try that again. So you've got both your bass and your treble clefs going together. So now you're releasing. Release. Release. So okay, so this is a repeat. So let's try it again. Okay, so what we're doing is sustaining the sound, and sometimes you will be holding for basically just one measure, and sometimes two measures, and in this case 4 measures we're holding, so you have to pay attention to what's going on there. So okay, so let's try it again. Okay, foot pedal down. So try to play it smoothly, and it says moderately slow. So, and if you also look in between the bass clef and the treble clef, it's medium loud the first time, and then soft the second time. So if you have a keyboard with a touch, you can do that. Otherwise, don't worry about it for right now. But always pay attention to all of the various guides in terms of how you're going to play a particular piece of music. So, okay, let's try that again. So pedal down. Okay, again. So if you look down below, they talk about in various measures, in one line, octave higher. So you can practice playing things an octave higher, an octave lower, getting used to moving your hands from here to there. So, okay, we want to move on to page 62, and this is, you're going to be playing it a little bit fast, and so I want to give you a couple of things here. This Little Liza Jane as one. It's a little tricky because you're going to be dealing with your third and fourth fingers with the left hand, which can be a challenge for most of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 rest. Okay, so reading, we've got a B, G, A, G, B, D, D. Starting back at the bass clef, G, B, D, B, B, D, B, G, F sharp, C, D, A, B, D. Now, sometimes I go from, on the bass, I'll go from the top to the bottom. Sometimes I'll go to the bottom to the top. By mixing it up like that, it's, you just feel more comfortable reading. Doesn't matter whether you're going up and down. So B, D, B, G, B, G, A, G, B, D, D, G, B, D, B, B, D, B, G, F sharp, C, D, A, G, D, B, G. Okay, so that, like I say, this one is a little tricky, so it goes. I'm going to play it a little slower to begin with, okay, the first time, so. Oh, excuse me. So if you see, it's 4/4 time, but when you get to the third measure, you've got quarter note, half note, and a quarter note, and then a whole note, and that's the same down below. So let's do it again. So you can play that until you can feel comfortable with it. Okay, if we go on to page 63, you're dealing with the right hand, G, B, D, right? F sharp, C, D, And then with the left hand down below, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's do one more over on page 64. This will give you plenty to work on. So now we're dealing with, you got your G, G, B, D, and then we're going to go to C, which will be, G is in the same position, but then you've got C, E, right? So, and then to your D7. So, so looking up above on page 65, and repeat. Now I always, before I play something, even, you know, when you've played something a million times, you go back and you review. I always play those practice, I call them practice notes up above, which lead you into the piece, because those are the chords, broken or individual, that you're going to be playing. So the more comfortable you feel with those, the easier it will be to play that piece of music. And this piece, if you'll look at down below, you've got a couple of measures that you're actually holding your sustain pedal, right? So we're going to be using that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this, get my pedal back over here. Now it says moderately fast, but we're going to start slow, okay? So. Reading, so G, B, D, B, 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 G, D, B, G, A, B, C, G, C, E, C, E, C, G, C, C, E, C, E, G, B, D, B, B, B. Okay, we're on the second measure on the second line, right? G, B, D, G, A, B, A, F sharp, C, D, C, D, F sharp, D, C, D, C, D. Third line, G, B, D, B, 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 G, D, B, G, A, B, C, G, C, E, C, C, E, G, C, C, E, C, E, F sharp, C, D, D, A, B, C, D, C, F sharp, excuse me, B, A, G, G, B, D, B, D, G, G. So, going back to the last line, where you're holding here, from the, you're holding your F sharp, C, D in both the first measure and the second measure, and you see you don't have another F sharp in the second measure because you're holding it, right? So you don't need to put anything there. And just a reminder that when you see an accidental like a sharp within a measure, and there's a number of notes like several F's in that measure, you only need one time, and you will repeat that sharp or flat, whatever the case may be, within that measure. Okay, so going back to So. It doesn't say repeat, but I like to repeat just because this is a little bit challenging, and the more that you play it, the more comfortable you're going to be. Okay, so if you'll take care of that, for next time, we'll move on to page 66 and 67. There's a little exercises there to help you read, and the more that you read the notes, and here again, I totally wholly recommend that even before you start playing every day, if you'll read especially what you're going to be playing, if you do that every day before you begin, very soon your reading will improve tremendously. So basically, that's our lesson for today. Thank you for joining me, and happy playing. All right.